All right. Now let me jump over and share my screen and say good morning to everybody. This is Carlo Vanelli and Ernest Odell on a real quick Zoom call for the Cash Now funnel. We're going to learn how to plug in the share codes. This is probably the easiest part. I'm going to go into my new account here. Change accounts. Okay. That's my broadcast from last night, letting me know that it's been sent out. All right. First thing we're going to do is go over here to websites. We're going to drop down and go over to my sharing codes. You see that link right there.
Yeah.
Click on that. Now, if you have the sharing code plugged in somewhere or copied to your memory, you just plug it in down here. Now, since I already have all these share codes put in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find another share code that's not plugged in here, okay?
Yeah.
These are sharing codes that I'm sharing with other people, okay? So I've got this one that I gave the other day. Is that little lead lightning capture page with no meta tags in it. And I put the share code out there for everybody, shared that with them, and I got 3 users right now besides myself. Okay. So 4 people using it, 3 others and myself. So let's go over to, I'm going to open up training. Go down to Power VIP Club, and I'm going to open this up in a new tab so I don't lose my place here. No, that ain't going to work. I'll just have to come back to it, I guess. All right, so let's just go ahead and go to the Power VIP Club, and I'm going to log in.
How much was that?
It was part of the original package. So when you log into your back office, go to training. This is free with your gold account.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This is the LGA, of course. That will be your subscription. The free ad secrets, that's part of the Social Profit Academy, I think. And that would, I think this one is the paid one. That's the first one. It's $147. To get a membership to that, you'd have to own it. This is free, comes with your gold membership. This is the Master Traffic Institute. Okay. This one here is free. It's a roadmap to riches. Power VIP is free. And Master Traffic Academy, MTA, I don't know what the difference is. Master Traffic Academy and Master Traffic Institute, I thought they were the same. I think, let's see. That's exclusive for silver and gold members. Okay. All right. So if you're a gold member, click here. And there's all the stuff in there about Facebook Foundation, setting up a Facebook business page and all that. I'm not going to go over that right now because this is quite dated material. This material here is about 7 or 8 years old. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Very dated.
But the fundamental concepts are still there that you can use and transfer it to the new Facebook algorithms. Now let's go into Power VIP. You want to create a username. Okay. If you don't have one, I can log in with my old username. And I'm just going to say I have an existing account. But here, if you're a new user, plug in your name, first name, last name, email, and then your PLS username or the number if you haven't assigned it a dynamic username. Okay. And then password twice, and that will set up your account. So I'm just going to go in with my old account. I've already got one. When you get into the Power VIP Club, you are already registered to this level. Yes, I know that. That's why I want to log in. All right, let me do this. I'm going to say click to log in. And move this out of the way. Click login. Now I'm going to log in through the login panel. Then I'm going to come up here to the drop-down menu for PLS, go to share codes, and then they've got 3 sections of share codes. The top PLS share codes, the webinar hangout share codes, and there's a couple of weight loss share codes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you can go through this, tips and tricks. But we're just going to stick with, back to share codes. We're going to go to the top level share codes. And I like this, this layout here for the crack the code. I think that was something that Frank Calabro and Brian Bracken were working on several years ago. But you can scroll down through here and see several pages. Here's one for the free lead system. Here's one for the free lead system forever sales page. Here's some more. Okay. And these are a bit advanced, for some of the advanced users. Easy to figure out. Here's some old crypto pages. Now, some of these have the EU compliance checkbox on them, because the European Union has different requirements on lead capture pages and sharing information and all that. And here's one of the lead capture pages for, Miss Blue Eyes. And then, of course, you got all these down here. So you kind of pick what you want. If somebody hasn't given you the share code and you want to explore some of the other share codes, just get into your Power VIP Club and then go to the, PLS share codes and then the top level. Grab this code by highlighting it and right-click copy.
Okay.
And then we can just jump back over here to our main account. You can leave this open if you want to. And then go to websites, my sharing codes. And I may already have this in there. So let's see. If not, okay, it's not in there. So what I'm going to do is, since I don't already have it plugged in, and I've copied it to my memory from here, highlight it, right-click, copy, jump back over here and come in where it says get content under this code, paste it in, and there's 185166, crack the code, submit, and now we have the crack the code share code plugged in here, and it shows up alphanumerically at the top.
And how do you use it now?
Now, what we're going to do is come in here and click on Manage. And we're showing one web page. And we're going to view that. And if you can't find it in here, what we do is Control F, crack the code.
Found one. Yeah.
There it is. So here's where we found it, because it was just up above my fold. All right. Then we test it to make sure we're on the right page. Come down here and click the test link.
Uh-huh. So it's a landing page, basically.
It is. It's a landing page, it's a website, lead capture, but it's a two-part form with the European compliance checkbox. Okay. So when people sign up through this code is a little bit more complicated, but you can still use it.
Do we have one for Cash Now Funnel?
No, but I can make one.
Because I'm in the EU and I probably gonna, yeah.
Let's do something fancy here. Okay. Yeah. Since this is the one we want to use, I come back and I'm going to say copy. All right. I'm going to copy that code. And here is where we define the information, okay, for this particular page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Cash Now, crack the code. I'm going to copy that, put that in there, Cash Now, crack the code, to, this is going to show up on the description when somebody puts their mouse up over the landing page. All right. Like, you know, this right here, or this right here, or this right here. Right now, it's just showing my domain in there. Okay. So we'll say Cash Now, crack the code to $100,000. Start with $1. Okay. I'm also going to grab this, copy it, and come down here real quick. And I'm going to put it in my description. All right. And then I'm going to come back up to my domain and make a subdomain. We're going to call it Crack the Code.
Is this are you doing the consent for the European one?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
And what I have to do is set up the properties first. This is a little bit more advanced, but you know, we're going to provide everybody with this video so they can stop it. They can rewind it. They can back up and go through the steps, fast forward, put it on pause. And then, you know, they can get through this themselves. Okay. Now we have to assign the autoresponder that we're going to send out. And we're going to use Frankie's autoresponder. On the redirect, we're going to send it over to the Cash Now sales page. Find it. SP1. That's the one that Frank set up with the first orientation video. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we got all the properties set, we've got the subdomain set. We're going to scroll down here and we're going to save the changes to the web page. We're going to leave the background alone because we use that stone background. We're going to submit. Now here's where it would get a little tricky because see, when you open it up in the edit view, you're looking at the graphic. Well, where's the text?
Yeah.
The text is embedded in the code, in the source code behind this image. So what I have to do is come back over here and figure out what do I want to show up over here. So I want to look for these words. When I come in here and open up source code, I'm going to look for crack the code. I'm going to click inside of here, do a Control F for find. We're going to say crack the code, and here it is. It's showing up. All right. This is what we're looking at here, the 3 ellipses. Crack.
Oh, so you're not using Frank's landing page?
No, if you wanted to use something else, no. If you want to use Frank's landing page, let me go ahead and close that. We're going to close this. I'm not going to do any changes to that. Okay. And if you close out any of these tabs, it will automatically log you out. Okay. So
yeah.
let's log back into my account. All right. And make sure I'm logged out of the Power VIP. Click to log in. This one does not log you out if you close the tab. So let me do this properly. Close out. Now, where you find Frank's information.
Yeah, if you could add a consent checkbox.
No, you can't do that. Not on Frank's pages.
Oh, you can't.
No, he's already hard coded these. Okay, with the variables.
I see.
Now, Frank's pages are right here. The 186.866 Cash Now Funnel by Frank Calabro. Okay. And I've already got them plugged in. So basically, you would get them off of the tutorial website, that he shows. So I've already got a website set up for that. I'll just show you. And I don't want to do the enroll. That's the enroll place. Okay. I can go to step 1, step 2. Here's where you would get the share code from Frank on the step 2. And remember, this is the same one, 186.866 Cash Now Funnel. So we grab that, right click, copy, come back over into our website, my sharing codes. And since I've already got it in there, it's not going to override it. I'm just going to come back down here. If you don't have it, then you plug it in down here. We'll say right click, paste, and submit. And now it's available. So then if I want to use one of his pages, I come in here and do click manage. And here's all the pages that he's shared with us. Okay. And the email campaign. Because they're all connected. Automatic.
And then you would just connect a landing, sorry, was it a landing page to it?
Yeah, so what I'm going to show you here, if you look at this is Sales Funnel Cash Now. I would click on that And it
so
would,
a domain. Yeah.
yeah, and it would come up here and show you this page. I'm going to show you the easy way. I'm going to back up. Say we wanted to use LP10, landing page 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to have to go in here and do Control F, LP10. There it is. The shared web pages, not the ones I've already built and assigned. Okay. Because I've got these up here. What we're looking for is this. So we would come in here and test a link and then click the test link and see if that's the one we want to use. Okay. If not, then I go to LP6. And a lot of people are using this one. So let's choose this. Okay. We see it highlighted here. Go back. This is LP6. We've already tested it. We don't want to assign it, but we want to make a copy of it. We could assign it if you clicked on that, but you'd have to assign it to another page. We're not going to do that. So you want to keep it simple. We're going to use LP6, and we're going to use copy. All right. So we're going to say copy of Cash Now Funnel, LP6, made on 8/8/2022. I'm going to leave that as is. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to look for, see what kind of, see, Cash Now, LP6. I've already got an LP6. So let's call it Cash Now, LP6B. And that'll be my subdomain. You can assign it to whatever you want. And because this is all shared, it's already plugged in. You've got the autoresponder plugged in right here. And the sales page is plugged in. So you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is grab the share code, assign it to either your top level domain or to a subdomain. I'm going to assign it to a subdomain, okay, for testing purposes. And then we're going to come down here and leave these blank, save changes. We're going to submit that. We're not going to change anything there. And we're going to leave this as is. And going to save it again. Then we do a view and it's live. And you see up here, the subdomain is cashnow-lp6b .yourwealthachiever.com is my domain. Okay, so it's ready to take leads.
Let's see.
From start to finish, if you use Frank's page, you can get this done in less than 3 minutes. If you were timing me, that was, from start to finish on his page, it was less than 3 minutes. My page, that stone page that I was working on, if I go back here and crack the code, I would be going through the code, tweaking it, and I would probably spend the next 15 minutes to 2 hours, depending on how much tweaking I want to do. I'm not going to turn you into a programmer and a guru. I would do it for you if you wanted it. Okay. And see, something like this, I could take this and finish up what I started, tweak it, give it the same, pretty much the same text as this. It would just be in a different font. and then I could share it to everybody if they wanted to use it. So if you want to use an EU compliant page, I can make it, but not on this. Frank didn't set them up for EU compliancy. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to set it up with that right there, I can do that and share it with you. And then plug it in, assign it to the autoresponder, just like, you know, Frank did on his pages.
I don't use the PLS autoresponder.
Yeah.
I use GetResponse.
You could still, though, right here, let me go in and edit. All right. Let me go ahead and finish up what I started here. Okay. We're going to leave it, crack the code, dot your wealth achiever. And we've got it assigned to the Cash Now funnel. At this point, what you could do when you get the shared code, go over and share it to your GetResponse by checking GetResponse and then go through your setup process. Okay. It would be on the next page. So I've got the sales page plugged in. I click here. At this point, this is where I would start setting up my GetResponse. You've already been through this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done this.
So, you know, you get your auth code from GetResponse, get their API, you know, and you plug it in, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up. Since I'm not going to plug this into GetResponse, I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck that on the GetResponse. I'm just going to keep it simple for right now for everybody else's benefit who's not using Aweber or GetResponse. So let's assume that everybody else is going to use the Cash Now. And once you get your Cash Now Gmail direct send set up properly, it works. It's just you're limited to 30,000 emails a month on distribution. So let's go ahead and grab this, click down, submit. And now I'm going to go in and grab the code. I'm going to close this. No, I'm going to leave that open because I'm going to use it for text ideas. I'm going to say crack. There's crack the code. So I want to widen this out a little bit. You grab it by the corner and hold your left mouse key down and then drag it down and across. So I'm going to say crack the code to $100,000 per year. So I would add this in here and say, crack the code to $100,000 per year income. All right. Now I'm going to do a temporary save. And I'm going to view and I'm going to do a reload and see what it says. Crack the code to $100,000 per year income. Maybe that's too much information, so I want to take the word income out. Or I want to reduce the font size. You have to understand some basic HTML to start doing what I'm doing, okay?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you don't have to be a programmer. You let the guys like, you know, me and Franco and Brian Bracken, the programmers and the geeks, you know, will do this for you. So go back, open this, open up the source, get this down here where I can see the source. Get this out of the way. And we'll go back to find crack the code. And we're going to take this word income out. And we're using the H1 tag, make it a big print. We're not going to change any of that. Okay. The font family, we're not going to change. But down here, we're going to say, crack the code to $100,000 per year. And then it says, and earn passive income. What we're going to do is we're going to change the text right here where it says, and earn passive income. We're going to come up here and say, cash now funnel, make $100,000 per year online and start today for only $1. I'm going to grab this right here. I'm going to copy that, copy, and I don't want to transfer all this, the attributes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over here, open up my notepad, paste, because now I'm going to get raw code. I just want raw text. Select all, copy, then I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to overwrite that right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Paste. This cash now funnel, make $100,000 per year online and start today for only $1. If I go to change the color of those text, like the white 100,000 and only $1, then I've got to go into the code and change and enter. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is take this and do a temporary save. And I'm going to do a view. And now we're looking at crack the code to $100,000 per year. Cash Now Funnel makes $100,000 per year online and start today for only $1. Spend as little as 30 minutes a day. It's easy, simple, and fast. That's in another part of the code. Here we say, even you can't screw this up. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here and put my raw text in again. And I'm going to highlight that string and get my raw text. It says, spend as little as 30 minutes a day. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to find that code because now I have to open up the source again. All right. And I'm looking for, it's easy, simple, and fast. All right. So I'm going to say, click here, Control F. It's easy. There it is. Now it's using upper code for the apostrophe. So right here, I would take that, widen this out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. It's easy, simple, and fast. And I'm going to come in here and highlight that and overwrite it with, even you can't screw this up. All right.
Yeah.
Now, save. And what you're going to see here, I'm going to reload it, is you're going to see this text down here change. Even you can't screw this up. So now this is ready to share. If you want to use a two-part form, it would grab their name and email. And remember, if you use name and email, you're going to probably reduce some of your opt-ins by a certain percentage. If you ask for more information, you're going to see, fewer opt-ins. But that's okay, because this right here, I can get really fancy with this. I can change the background. I can put a video in here. I can do all kinds of stuff. But you know, we're just going to leave it as is. And there's enough information on here. I could take this line here, spend as little as 30 minutes a day. I could take that line out and bring this page up a little bit so it wouldn't be scrolling so much. So if I went back, open up my source, and I'm looking for spend as little. Okay, Control F, spend as little. All right. And it's telling me, spread this out, because when you start working with raw code, you better know what you're doing. Okay. Let the gurus do that for you. Okay. All right, there's a BR break. That's what is taking this line break from here down to here. So what I'm going to do is go back to spend as little, and I'm going to say, I'm going to put an exclamation mark in there. Okay. So that it has, and then here we're going to take this and I'm going to take that line break out. I'm going to take that text out, leave that, come down here, save. Now I want to come back and show you what I just did. I'm going to do a reload. This right here is going to disappear if I don't screw it up. Now, the webpage says even you can't screw this up, but leave it to Ernest Odell. Boom. Now, we've taken, in what we've done is we've shortened up the copy on the website where it still works, and they basically can see what they need to do. Hang on a second. Close her out. This makes sense?
It does. It does.
So when you get your metrics, put together, this crack the code, it's an H1 tag, which is the big tag. I could probably reduce it and make it smaller so that this would fit in more.
There's a zero missing. There's a zero missing.
Do what?
$100 a year.
Oh yeah, I got a zero missing. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm glad, we got two brains working on this. You catch my mistakes. Now we'll go back to the source, and we're going to look for crack the code.
It's right next to it. Yeah.
Right here, we're going to put another zero in there. What else do we want to change? All right, I'm going to look at the size, which is an H1. So let me change that to H2. And I got to make sure that the end close tag is also a match for H2. So what we're going to do is save that, come back up here, and we're going to do a reload. It's a little bit smaller. And if you want to size it back up, we can size it back up. Okay. That's about as tight as I can get it.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I would go back in and look for crack the code. and it's on an H2. I'm going to change it back to H1 and change that to a 1. Save. And what I just did, I'm going to reload. Now it says crack the code to $100,000 per year. And it just pushed everything down on a wrap within that cell. I'm not going to mess with the cell widths, okay, because you can really screw up the code on the cell width, all right? There's too many dynamic codes in there. But what I could do, working within this constraint, is I could probably take the comma and 3 zeros out and put a capital K.
I was gonna suggest that,
yeah.
even though
most people know.
Yeah, most people know, but I think many won't know what that means. But depending on what country they're in, but I think most will know. I think most will know. And since just below that you've got 100,000, so they should work it out. That
right.
It's the same thing.
Let me get over here. I'm going to change that to capital K, take the comma and 3 zeros out, save, come back, do a reload. Now, crack the code to 100.
That looks better.
And I could, I could change all this if I wanted to and just say Cash Now Funnel makes $100,000 per year online. But this is a lot of text that's going to wrap and fill the page and make it scroll past, so let's call this good to go. All right. And what do you say? What do you think?
It looks great. It looks great.
So we go back. Okay, we got crack the code. Let me make sure I got my description set up, because this is what's going to show up in the share code as part of the share code. We've got it assigned. It's a 2-part form. We're sending it to an autoresponder that's only using a 1-part form. Okay. And that's okay. We can still use it. And we're using the Cash Now funnel. And we're using sales page 1.
I wanted to ask you something.
Go ahead.
It's a bit of a digression, because you mentioned opt-ins or open rate before. So what is a good, like, I purchased 100 clicks from a solo ad vendor, and I got 37 subscribers.
Okay.
Is that good or is it bad?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. What's the minimum? What would you say the minimum is?
I would want at least 25%.
Oh, okay. So it's good.
At least. I have done better, okay, because opt-ins are dependent on this right here, what you're looking at, the metrics of the page. Opt-ins, depending on the metrics of the page and how well it grabs their eyeballs, grabs them by the boo-boo.
Yep.
That's going to be the determining factor in opt-ins. And then the emails, of course, and the funnel itself that Frank sets up is going to be the main factor on the conversion side.
Yep.
But if you got at least 35%, I've been getting anywhere from 50 to 84%.
Whoa.
Because
Really?
I've been using this page right here. And with this page here, I've been getting about 54, 55% opt-ins. Okay.
That's crazy. That's
Out
crazy.
of 200 clicks, I got 99 opt-ins. So that's, you know, you figure that's 50%.
That's great. So you want at least 25%,
At
uh,
least.
at least. And are all the vendors that you put on that list, do they all have targeted traffic?
Yeah, they have targeted traffic, but you have to make sure that you specify to them, because I don't care if it's Leave You or if it's Zane. You want to tell them that you're sending Make Money Online biz op seekers, okay,
I see. I see.
so that they plug you into the right solo
I
ad
see.
supplier, because
I
they're
see.
buying these leads from their main suppliers. All right. So let's take this, let's get back to this, and I'm going to go to web pages. It's ready to go. This is a Cash Now Crack the Code, and I'm going to share it. Okay. We're going to give it its own unique code. We're going to say Cash Now, Cash dash Now dash crack the code. Submit. And now this code right here is the shareable code. I'm going to click copy, and then I'm going to put it over here. And what I'm going to do is share that with everybody. Cash Now Crack the Code. And I'll put that up on the description, when I put it up into the group.
So all these codes that you're sharing in the chat, they're all landing pages. They're all different landing pages,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Let's see. So here, I'm going to say, move this out of the way. Here's a new share code with a 2-part form using Brian Bracken's Crack the Code theme. EU compliant, name and email only. Okay. Say, go ahead and just put this back down here a little bit. You know how to do a line break in chat? Hold your shift key down.
Yep. And enter. Yep.
And then enter.
It's not only in chat, it's like everywhere now. It's like on social media.
Yeah. So now everybody can grab that code.
Perfect.
This
Plug
is
it
one of
in.
the things that I like about this group chat is everything can be done pretty much in real time. Everybody can go and grab that code.
Yeah.
All right. And they can use it if they know how to plug it in. This right here is what we're going to do is we've shared that, And in the previous part of this tutorial, we've showed them how to grab that code and plug it in. And now we're going to go back to web pages. We're going to see that it's shared. Okay. I'm not going to share this one. That was, a copy that I made here. All right.
I'm gonna test that landing page as well.
Yeah, this is my LP6B.
I'm using 7, landing page 7.
Yeah.
I used it once basically, and I got 37%.
Yeah. There's LP7. And LP7 is a good page. It converts very well.
Yeah.
I use this on my split test. It does very well. So yeah.
All right. Great.
So there you go. You are ready
Thank
to
you
go.
very, very much.
Yeah. And like I said, I just wanted to kind of stress to everybody, you don't have to be a programmer, get, use the knowledge base, and the brain power of some of these guys like Brian Bracken and Franco Gonzalez, Frank Calabro, and myself, use some of their creations. We can tweak. And basically, I didn't create this from scratch. I just took Brian Bracken's and tweaked the code.
Yeah.
It's like all these other pages that I've built. I've just grabbed Franco Gonzalez's stuff, and I've grabbed Frank Calabro's pages, and I've just tweaked it. I've got
whose page did you edit?
This page right here. I've got
no, the one before that, the EU one. Which one? Yeah, that one.
That was the Brian Bracken, and I got that from the PLS VIP.
And is he using it like for PLS?
Yeah.
Is it converting?
Oh yeah, I can send, I can use this for anything. I can send this over to a different offer on ClickBank. You just have to make sure that you change the metrics to where it's congruent with the product. Okay, so let's say I'm promoting John Crestani's super affiliate marketer's course. It's a $997 product. I might say crack the code to $10,000 a day.
Yeah.
And then here I might say something like free video shows you how a 33-year-old cubicle rat went from broke as a joke to $21 million. And then I would take this and change that or take it out, and send it over to a different product. You just kind of have to flow chart it and then say, okay, what offer am I going to send this page to? And then change the code so that it shows up here, and change the text and the metrics to where it's congruent with the product that you're redirecting to. Okay. So give you an idea, I've got a redirect on super affiliate marketers.com. That's my domain. I was lucky to get that. And I've got it on an automatic redirect to John Crestani's free training, how to earn a 6-figure side income. They come over here and they click that, they checking availability. They sign up for the webinar. The next webinar is today at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Starts in 0 minutes. then they would put in their first name and last name. Email, and then their phone number, because this system sets up a text. It sends email distribution. Well, on the back end of this, if I'm sending it over to John Crestani's page, I want to make sure that the autoresponder is assigned to this product. I would have to make sure that my autoresponder is built and compiled first. I could use John's swipes, or I could develop my own, because I'm a writer. I do a lot of my own writing. I've got people that pay me to write autoresponders for them.
Oh,
And
that's
they
good to know.
say, I need a 14 letter series going out over, let's say, 3 weeks. Okay. And I charge them $1,500 per letter. So, that's about $20,000 worth of work that I give them. But I have to look at their product. I have to know their products and go through it so that I can write the emails in a targeted language, because I learned copywriting from some of the best. Ray Edwards, Joe Vitale. So I don't charge as much as they do, but when I set up a 14-day autoresponder, you figure, that goes out over, let's say, 3 weeks. It's going to cost them about $18,000, $20,000, $25,000.
The copywriters are notorious for their high prices.
Well, when they're good, they're higher than me. And I'm good. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a wizard, but I do know how to write good copy. And I can always go in and tweak it. But there's a lot of legal work to go with that. There's NDAs, there's non-disclosure agreements. They have to, agree not to change not even one punctuation mark. If they do, they void the warranty. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because I've got autoresponders that are out there making money. All right. And I've learned this over the past 25 years of writing autoresponder messages. I've got 2 books, okay, with over 1,000 pages combined of, the science and the metrics behind autoresponders.
Can you recommend reading material? Can you tell me what the names of those books?
Yeah, get just about anything from. I could send you a couple of the old books that I have. They're PDFs. I'd be glad to share them with you. They're
Yeah, that'd be
old, and
great.
the basics still, they're still applicable. So hang on a second. So I got that shared, and I put it in the group. So we've seen one. Harry saw it. Frank saw it. Ed saw the post. Okay, so if somebody wants to go grab that code, they can. Okay, let's go in here.
But writing an autoresponder is not the same as writing a newsletter, right? Like,
yeah,
or not a newsletter.
some people use the term newsletter as an interchangeable name for an autoresponder series. Let me give you an example.
What?
Okay.
Let me be more specific. Like the emails that we're supposed to be, the broadcasts that we're supposed to be sending our list, like at least twice, or was it once or twice a week.
Right.
Um,
Log out here.
Those are different, right? They're not the same as a newsletter.
You can call them a newsletter if you were to set it up like that. Let's see, what do I get here? I got, okay, Sheena. from Oki COC 86. Okay. So I got a new lead in. Let me go over here to my emails, and I'm going to do view edit because I got a lot of autoresponders in here. Okay. Let me find one. And we're going to look for John Hij, John Cristani. Okay. In here, I've got one broadcast message in there. This has got one. This has got two. Let me go down to super. Okay, because I got it renamed Super Affiliate System, John Cristani. There's 31 messages. Here's the shared series that I'm using for 23 messages. Okay. Let me just go back up here and open this. And you see I've got to renumber these before I use them. Okay. This has got 31 messages in it. Okay. But, you know, right here, I've got one. I got 1, 2 going out on the same day. So I need to reschedule these before I send it out, before I use it and plug it in. Here's another one that's got 2 on day 4, 2 on day 5. So, you know, I would have to go in and fix this. But if you look at the basic letter, okay, it sends them an email based on their email address instead of their first name. So if I'm using a 2-part form, like the crack the code, and say I'm using crack the code your wealth achiever, this is a name and email. So I would want to use the first name variable in here, which would be, let me put that right there, and choose recipient first name. All right. And then I would take the email variable out. And then I could go in and start writing the rest of the letter. I have some exciting news to share with you. This week, a $21 million man is hosting a closed door invite only live training where he'll be sharing his obscure money printing business. And I don't have any line breaks in this. I've got this thing, it's rather long, so I need to tweak it and tighten it up. In here, I used variables, all right, and I embedded my ClickBank variable in there, which if I highlight all that and say go to, it's going to take it over to the ClickBank product where they would sign up. The other page that I had, it's going over to John Cristani's product, which is being hosted over on Digistore. But they can sign up for the same right here. Okay. They're basically signing up into 2 autoresponders, his and mine. What I would do here is I could use a shorter autoresponder series and not hit them so hard and have the John Cristani system hitting them at the same time, because that tends to, you know, get people to unsubscribe real quick. This is why I haven't used this funnel yet. I'm still working on it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because, you know, if you're hitting them from 2 different directions, they'll feel like, you know, you're hard selling and hustling them or spamming, you know, and, you know, they'll just unsubscribe or they'll complain and turn you in and report you for spamming. When they signed up for your page, they can't report you for spamming because they opted in. Okay. So before I actually use this, I got to think of the metrics. I got to think, how is the person receiving this email going to respond? How are they going to respond if I'm sending them over to another page that's going to ask for more information? Are they going to give me that information twice? Or do I just want to do a simple redirect after email only? And that's usually your highest converting pages. If you want to personalize it, then you need to use a two-part form like this. Okay. But you don't want to ask for any more information than this. Name and email, that's enough.
So the two parts, you mean the name and the email, right?
That's
That's
it.
what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah. The two-box form.
Okay.
Whether it's EU compliant or not.
Yeah. I get it.
You don't want to ask for too much information.
Mhm.
And, you know, I've got some pages that take them on a one-part email only form directly over to the John Crestani product, as an example. Okay. And what I'll
Yeah.
do is I'll send them over to superaffiliatemarketers.com, which automatically redirects to the John Crestani product being hosted over on Digistore 24. And it's the same product, just different network. Instead of ClickBank, I send them over to Digistore. I get paid the same commission. It's just that Digistore pays into PayPal, and I've got my ClickBank set up to direct deposit to my bank. I can set up Digistore, to go to my PayPal or to my bank. But, I like to split test both of them. And this does well. This does, it does good. It's a good product. But here's another thing you got to remember. You got to look at your target market. Who is signing up on your autoresponders? I'm going to cancel that. Are they low ticket buyers, mid ticket, high ticket? You got to consider the audience where you're sending your offer. These solo ad providers that we're using, they're sending your solo ads to make money online biz op seekers, opportunity seekers, and most of those are low to mid ticket. Okay. So you scale them up with something like Power Lead System. We bring them in for $1, $53.97 gold. And then if they start scaling up and they buy the Diamond Platinum and the MTI and the LGA, if they go all in, you make 100, 400, 1,000, and then $90 a month commission on the others after your pass ups. So it's a scale system. It automatically nurtures them. That's the genius behind the program that Frank put together, and Franco Gonzalez teaches this in his Wednesday night trainings. And inside the LGA, they teach a little bit deeper dive, to the LGA members on how to get more traffic and get targeted traffic. So I'm basically sharing a few ideas, but you're not going to get everything in one session.
Yeah. Oh, this was great. This was really helpful. Oh,
keep getting emails, sign
yeah.
ups.
Are those opt-ins?
Yeah,
Are those people.
those are opt-ins.
Okay.
Probably on my other system.
I just remembered one last thing. Isn't it good to have like a little follow me icon at the bottom of each email,
You
like follow me
can
on, because
follow me on social media.
yeah, because on this new email sequence there isn't one. Whereas I know Frank used to use it. You used to have, follow me on Facebook or
Yeah,
on, but now there isn't one.
right.
And I'm just wondering if, like, maybe it's better to have this option so that people can, if people follow you and they come and they see your posts and they interact with you, then they're probably more likely to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was just a thought.
Yeah, and what they're doing, some I've seen this being used by some people. They will plug in their social media. So I think I forgot where it was. Where do I plug in my social media?
I'm talking about the email sequence. Yeah, I'm not talking about the landing page.
Okay, so email
So, like,
sequence. If I opened up, now you can't plug it into Frank's because it's hard coded and it's shared, but you could make an editable copy. The problem being with that is I've got an editable copy here. You can plug in your own stuff. I could say something like down here at the bottom, I could take this because all I did was make an editable copy here. I could put in, follow me on Facebook.
and you could put like a Facebook,
I
I
could,
don't know, like symbol, Uh,
yeah, you could go and grab the Facebook icon avatar, plug it in there, or I could highlight it and put it underneath my name and go back to grab my ID, or I could send them to a page, because I've got pages, right? If I wanted to send it over to one of my pages, uh,
yeah, it's like the platform that you want to grow the most. Like maybe you have
right?
a TikTok or an Instagram or something.
Yeah, and just send them where you want to send it. You see,
Yeah,
on my page, my timeline, uh, I'm close to max out. I'm 4,500. They got
yep,
a limitation. Whereas with
yeah,
pages, you don't have a limitation of the number of subscribers and followers. Here,
true,
I'm limited to 5,000 on my timeline.
yep,
So
true.
I could send them over here, or I can go down to, uh, I don't want to put it over to 10x. Let's say, put it over here, Ernest Odell's Power Team. Okay. Then I want to take the reference out and I want to just use that right there. Okay. Copy that and make sure that this works. Open up another tab, paste, because I don't want it to come in with all that other raw code.
I'm gonna
And
do that.
that
I'm gonna
works. So
I'm
then
gonna
I
add that
would
to the first email.
see here, what I would do is then I would link it to put it over to my power team. And I'm going to set it to blank to open up in a new tab. And then I can take it and give it some blue, bold, underline, change the font to Verdana and give it 16 point, bring it up and take some of the spaces out and say, follow me on Facebook. And
Yep.
it's linked, it's ready to go.
That's important. I think that's important.
If I hard code it, because right now this is using variables. Okay.
I would just use an icon, a symbol, a little symbol, like follow. But that works too. That works too.
I'm not going to save that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, you can manually plug it in and send them wherever you want. Put an icon in there, find an icon, go find your avatar. You can grab this avatar right here. You can find an avatar to use for Facebook, plug it in. Anyway, we've been almost an hour, so I don't want to take too much time, and belabor people. Kind of keep it focused.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's see. I think I just, stop sharing. All right.
All right.
And
thank you very much.
We'll call it, another lesson, and I'll figure out a title for it and I'll upload it. Hopefully YouTube won't go and bust me, like they did on the last one. They said I was sharing private information. Yeah, it was mine. So I had to move it over to my blog, and they said I was bullying and harassing, and no, I wasn't. So, I said, okay, do I get nasty with them? Because, they're not going to change their mind, or, I said, no, it's too close to confession time. I don't need this on my conscience. I went to church yesterday, and we had a good day. We had some visitors. We got a lot of people coming in. They're exploring Orthodoxy, and we've got a lot of converts, and
that's great. You Orthodox?
Yeah, I'm Greek Orthodox, and to a lot of and to a lot of cradle-born Orthodox. I was a convert, okay, about 35, 40 years ago. To a lot of the cradle-born who were born and raised Orthodox, the non-Orthodox converts coming into Orthodoxy, it's kind of an anomaly.
Yeah, I would say so.
So I'm going to stop recording. Hold on.